Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. I have so many fun things to share with you in today's video. I just decided to kind of compile all of my favorite things that I've been just using like crazy lately. Some things are new, some things not as new, but I have just a mix. It's a very like random video today. I have some makeup, some skincare, I have a hair product in here, a body product, so it's just kind of all random things put together. But let's go ahead and start with the makeup. And the first thing that I have is the Sigma New Mod palette. So this came out a couple of weeks ago, but I was on a trip and then I was sick, so I'm a little bit late to the party with this one. I know everybody's already talked about it, but I've just been loving this palette. I've been reaching for it every day since I've felt well enough to put on makeup again. And I think this is so beautiful. It's right up my alley. It has all of those rosy tone shades that I really love, but it also has some neutrals in there too. So you can just take this and do a neutral look with it if you want, or you can do a rosy look. There's also two duochrome shades in here as well. You have one duochrome topper that sort of shifts like from pink or purple to blue, and then you have one that looks like it's kind of a maroon shade in the pan, but when you swatch it, it has like sort of a grayish shift to it. It's really kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting it when I first swatched it. And I really enjoy Sigma's formula so much. So I've just been reaching for this nonstop. I just felt like the color story was just perfect. So pretty. I'm actually wearing it today on my eyes. I took the, here, I'll show you quickly how I did the look. I used this shade right here in my crease. It's called New Mod. And then I used Voguish down here, which is like a deeper kind of burgundy purple shade in my outer corner. And then I put the shade Posh, which is like kind of just like a taupey shimmer on my lid, but then I topped that with Avant-Garde, which is that beautiful topper that has the blue shift. And I just love this palette so much. I love like every look that I do with it. It just comes out really well, and I think that's in part just to Sigma's awesome formula. So I definitely think this one is worth picking up if you like these types of colors. I also have a coupon code for Sigma, so I'll leave that down below because it'll save you 10%. But I did want to, of course, show you a few comparisons in case you might have a similar palette in your collection already. The first one that I have is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I did get a couple of requests to compare these two when the Sigma one first came out. And I have to say, the Rose Quartz palette definitely looks very similar when you look at the two side by side. I think there are a lot of shades that look really close. And when you see it swatched out, I do think that they have a similar vibe. But at the same time, Rose Quartz has a lot of kind of pastel-y shades in it as well. It's a little bit more on the lighter side, and it also has some additional duochrome shades that the Sigma one doesn't have. And it has a lot of different textures going on within the palette. I think the Sigma one is maybe just slightly more basic, and it's slightly a little bit deeper. So that's why I also thought to compare it to the Naughty Nude palette from Huda Beauty as well, because this is one of my favorite rosy tone palettes. So looking at these two side by side, I felt like the Naughty Nude looked a little bit deeper overall, but once I saw them swatched out, I do think that the Naughty Nude palette is closer to New Mod than the Rose Quartz is. The only difference being that I think the Naughty Nude palette is maybe just like a little bit warmer. There are a couple shades that I saw that kind of had more of a peachier or warmer undertone than the Sigma one, but I do think there is just so much similarity going on. Also, I wanted to show the Natasha Denona Retro palette because this one also has that rosy tone color story going on, and again, I think there's a lot of similarity between these two when you look at them side by side, and swatched out, definitely. I mean, they look really, really close. The Natasha Denona doesn't have the duochrome shades that the Sigma one does, so I feel like the Sigma is maybe a little bit more interesting in that way. And also, one thing to note is that Natasha's palette has a lot of cream to matte shadows in it, whereas the Sigma, they're all pressed powder. So if you don't like a cream shadow, then you might want to just go for the Sigma with that one. And then the last comparison that I have is the ColourPop Smoke and Roses palette. This is another rosy tone palette that came out pretty recently, so I wanted to show these side by side. And Smoke and Roses, I mean, it's a huge palette, so there's tons of different colors, and I had kind of a feeling that I would find a lot of very similar shades in there, which I did. And I really enjoy ColourPop's formula too, so if you have Smoke and Roses, blushes, you might feel like these are similar enough to where you don't really need the Sigma. But like I said, I do think the Sigma palette is beautiful. I've been having such a fun time playing with it, coming up with looks. Again, the ColourPop one, I forgot to mention, doesn't have any duochrome shades, so I think that does set the Sigma one apart just a little bit. So yeah, if you like rosy tones, definitely check this palette out. I think you'll really love it. Let's move on to some new bronzers and blushes that I got from Physicians Formula. These came in PR, and I just wanted to mention them quickly in this video because these are their butter bronzer and butter blushes that are already out on the market, but they've changed the packaging for Earth Day. This is supposed to be like a limited edition packaging. But I'm here to say, and I hope Physicians Formula is watching, I hope that they just keep this packaging because the original one, I'll show you guys side by side what they look like. The original butter bronzer and butter blushes are these big chunky packages that have a brush compartment underneath, and I don't know anybody that uses those brushes. So to me, it's kind of a waste of space, and I much, much prefer these thinner compacts that they came out with, and I hope that they just make these permanent instead of limited edition. It makes a lot of sense. There's the same exact amount of product in here that's in the original ones as well. And I know a lot of people who love the butter bronzer but hate the packaging. So I would seek out these new ones. Like if you're due maybe for a new butter bronzer, I know I was, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and get rid of my old ones now because I've had them for years, like 5 or 6 years probably. They're not necessarily good anymore. So I'll probably just replace those old ones with these because these are gonna take up way less space in my makeup storage. So let me just show you guys quickly the different colors that they sent over. They sent light bronzer, which is not really my favorite. It's not one that I wear very often just because it's a little too light for my skin tone. Then we have the bronzer shade, which is kind of in the middle, and that one is the one that I wear the most often. It's warm, but it's not yellow or orange, so I feel like it's a really good color for me. And then they also sent over deep bronzer, which is definitely too deep for me to use all over as a bronzer, but it's actually a pretty good contour shade for me because it's very cool toned overall. And then there are two blushes. We have Rosy, which I actually don't think that this is a color that they have existing. I looked everywhere and I couldn't find one called Rosy, so this might actually be a new shade. And then the other one is Saucy Mauve, which they do already have in their collection. So it's just repackaged and I like it so, so much better. So I'll show you guys quickly just swatches of all of these colors. From left to right, we have light bronzer, then we have deep bronzer, and then Rosy and Saucy Mauve. And those two blush shades are just absolutely stunning. Really, really love them. So I really hope that Physicians Formula kind of continues on this minimalist trend a little bit and kind of scales back on their packaging because I think that they're just notorious for very bulky packaging overall, and I really love these slimmer compacts. So I hope that's something that they just continue to do in the future. I also have another blush that I wanted to talk about really quick because I've been using it so, so much, and I know I've already brought this up in like a couple videos already, but it's the Persona Super Blush in Bubble. I did mention this in a dupes video a while back talking about how it's pretty much a spot-on dupe for that bright pink Dior blush that keeps getting sold out. It's a lot less expensive. It is such a beautiful hot pink shade. I'm actually wearing it today and it doesn't look super bright. It looks really intimidating when you look at it in the packaging, but I promise it is so soft and subtle. You just can layer it up if you want like more of an impact, or just one layer of the blush is really like soft and beautiful. And it's really just the perfect cool tone. I think a lot of times I'll dip into a blush that looks cool toned in the pan, but then when I put it on my cheeks, it kind of turns a little bit warmer on me. And I don't know why, but this one actually stays true to being more of a cooler tone blush. So that's why I love it so much. I brought this on my trip with me recently and I used it pretty much every single day, even though I had brought other blushes along. I just cannot get enough of this. I think it's the perfect summer blush. So I just wanted to mention it again because it is limited edition and at some point you won't be able to get it. So I highly recommend checking this one out. I actually do have a coupon code for Persona as well, so I'll leave that down below. Another product that I haven't mentioned in a couple years now, but if you guys have been with me on my channel for a while and even my blog before that, you'll remember me talking about this product a lot, and this is the Coats sunscreen. So this is actually a primer and sunscreen in one, which is why I love it. I'm the type of person that I just don't like the texture of a lot of sunscreens, and I also just don't like to layer tons of product on my face. So I love that this is a 2-in-1. It is basically just a sunscreen, but I call it a primer because it has the texture of a primer and it smooths out your face. It fills in fine lines and wrinkles. It is tinted because it's a mineral sunscreen, and if they don't put the tint in there, it'll make you look really white, like it'll give you that white cast. So don't be afraid of the tint, because I have very light skin, but when I apply this, it looks dark going on at first, and then as you blend it in, the tint really like shears out a lot where you hardly even notice it. But I think they do have a non-tinted version as well, so I'll link that below in case you're interested. But I just love the texture of this. I love how it just makes my face look so smooth. This is my summer primer that I use every single day. I pretty much just put my other primers away, and it's not greasy either. It has like a nice kind of matte finish to it, but not in a drying way. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. It also doesn't have any kind of a scent to it either, so that's another good thing. I also wanted to mention a new mascara that I got recently on my trip when we were in Charleston. I popped into the Sephora there, and I saw this new mascara from Cali Ray. This is the Come Hell or High Water mascara. I love the name, and this is a tubing mascara, and I've really been loving the one from Thrive Cosmetics, because a tubing mascara is not going to smudge underneath your eyes. It makes these little tubes all around your lashes, and it removes super easily in the sink with just water. Basically, you can just kind of rub your lashes a little and it all comes right off, and it's never going to smudge under your eyes. I love the wand on this one. It's very similar to the one from Thrive. It's a nice kind of skinny wand. It helps you get right up to the roots of your lashes, and this one actually curls up my lashes really nicely, which I feel like is very rare in a tubing mascara. I don't normally see like a lot of curl with the different formulas I've tried, but this one gives you nice curl. It gives some volume, some length, so it's just a really good one to check out if you've been in the market for a tubing mascara. I have the mini size, which honestly I'll probably just continue to repurchase because I never go through a full tube of mascara in like the 3 months that you're supposed to keep them, so you can save a couple dollars just by buying the smaller one. Also, I forgot to mention as well that the tube on this is made with 100% recycled ocean plastic. So that's just another kind of cool little fun fact about this one as well. When it comes to lip products, one that I've really been enjoying so much are these Milani Fruit Fetish lip oils. I have the 4 different shades, and I keep hearing that these are dupes for the Dior Lip Glow lip oils, which I wouldn't know because I cannot get my hands on those. They're sold out. They've been sold out for so long now. I've seen countless videos on TikTok saying that these are like the exact same thing, so I'll take their word for it. For me personally, I feel like these are a great dupe for the Clarins light, what are they called? Comfort Light lip oils. They feel almost identical. These have like the really big giant doe foot applicator, just like the Clarins, and they have the fruity scent that kind of goes along with whatever the name of the color is. So they all smell really good. They all leave just a little hint of tint behind, and like the Clarins lip oils, these are thicker. They have a more cushiony kind of feel. They're not like the type of lip oil that's really thin and runny and just kind of feels like it disappears really fast. These kind of hang on for a long time. Even once the shine wears away, they just make your lips feel hydrated for hours after you apply them. So I think these are awesome lip oils. I've just been loving wearing them. They kind of put me in the summer mood a little bit because they have these fun fruity flavors. So I'll show you guys quickly just some swatches. We have the passion fruit coconut one to the left, and that one doesn't really have any color to it. It looks yellow in the tube, but it's pretty much clear. And then we have strawberry melon. This one smells really, really good. It has a little bit of like a hint of pink to it. Then we have raspberry peach. This one's probably my favorite out of all of them. I love the color, love the smell of it. And then we have cherry lime, which is the deepest color, but really they're all very sheer. And they just make your lips look really hydrated and really juicy. So I love these so much. Definitely check these out. out if you see them in store. I also have a few skincare products that I want to quickly share with you. So the first one I actually don't have with me, but I promise I'll just show you an overlay of what it looks like. I left it in my master bathroom, and my husband is taking a nap right now. He just had a minor surgery, so I don't want to go in and disturb him. I completely forgot to bring it in here, so I'll just show you guys what it looks like. But it's from First Aid Beauty, and they have a new gel cleanser that is so good. They did send this to me in PR, and I am loving it. It's a 2-in-1 cleansing oil and makeup remover. So basically it starts as a cleansing oil, and then it kind of turns into a foam. So it melts your makeup off like an oil, but then it rinses away clean. And I love that because I am so lazy at night when it comes to my skincare. During the day, I'm much more like, I'm better about putting all the steps on and everything. But at night, I'm like, I just want to go to bed. I don't really feel like double cleansing all the time, but I feel like makeup removers that are oil-based are the best at getting your makeup off. So I usually end up using some type of oil-based cleanser, and then I have to use another cleanser on top of that. And I have really dry skin too, so I don't necessarily want to wash my face twice. This one is just perfect because it gets all your makeup off like an oil, but rinses completely clean. There's no greasy feel to it at all when you're done. So I feel like I can just move on, do the rest of my steps, and I don't have to do that second cleanse. So if you're like me and you're really lazy at night and you just want a really good one-step cleanser that'll get all your makeup off, definitely check it out because I think you'll really enjoy this one. And also from First Aid Beauty, this is another product that I've started using again because when we were on our trip, I was wearing shorts and dresses and showing my legs, and I feel like this is like a must-have. It's also, like I said, from First Aid Beauty. It's their Bump Eraser body scrub. It's their KP line. So KP are those keratosis pilaris little bumps that you can get on the backs of your arms, and I get them on my thighs as well. So this is just a lifesaver. It's also just an amazing body scrub. Like, it really gets off all that dead skin. It leaves your skin glowing. It's a physical scrub. I think it has pumice stone in it. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it has pumice stone. It also has glycolic acid and lactic acid. So it kind of does double duty. I usually put some of this on and kind of leave it for a few minutes and just let those acids work and then rinse it off, and I have like the most baby smooth skin ever. I normally don't use physical exfoliants on my face. They're a little bit harsh, but on my body skin, I'm usually fine with them, and I usually need a little something extra because, like I said, with the dry skin, I tend to get like my knees looking really dry, my ankles especially. So this is just like one of the most effective scrubs out there. This is actually my second tube, and you can see like I've used down to about there right now. There's nothing in the top. So I've been using this for a couple of years, but I typically only use it during like the warmer months when I'm showing a little bit more skin. Also, when it comes to skincare, I had to mention this new line from Bliss. It's their Mighty Biome collection, and you guys know how I feel about Bliss. I love their skincare. They're so affordable, and you can find them at Target, Walmart, CVS. Bliss actually used to be sold at Sephora, and they really have kept like those high-end formulations, but at a more affordable price. So this collection is all about like barrier repair, which I definitely need because I have really dry skin. And there's 3 products in the line. We have the deep cleansing balm, then there's a skin balancing milky toner and serum, and then there's the ultra hydrating moisturizer concentrate. So I have to say I wasn't super impressed with the cleansing balm. It's a little bit greasy and will definitely require a double cleanse. I mean, I felt like it did get all my makeup off, but it left like that film behind, so I felt like I had to cleanse again. But the toner serum and the moisturizer are amazing. So these have ceramides in them, kind of like the Dr. Jart ceramidin line, very similar to that, and the packaging is also kind of reminiscent of that as well. But these are actually aluminum packaging. They're 100% recyclable as well. So one thing I noticed about the serum toner is that when you open it up, it has like this aluminum cap, and then it's just kind of open. There's no pump or anything, but it just makes it easier to recycle at the end of the day. I don't mind that. And the formula is a little bit on the thicker side, so it's not just going to run out everywhere like your typical toner would. And this has prebiotic beta-glucan. It also has postbiotic lactococcus ferment lysate. So it just is supposed to help to strengthen your skin's protective barrier and the natural microbiome of your skin. It just feels feels so nice too. It's so comforting when your skin is really dry. It just feels so, so good going on. So I've really been enjoying this. It's also fragrance free. And then the Mighty Biome Ultra Hydrating Moisturizer Concentrate. This stuff also, it's just so comforting, so hydrating. It's a little bit thicker, almost like a mask, like an overnight mask, but yet it sinks into your skin so quickly. It doesn't leave any type of greasy feel behind at all. It's just really like rich in hydration without being too much. So I could even use this during the day under makeup and it would be totally fine. This also has pre and postbiotics and it has a ceramide NP. Definitely check out the ingredient list online. I think it's really great. And it definitely helped my skin. Like while I was sick for a week, my skin just completely dried out. I actually had flakes all over the place that I normally don't have. I don't know why. I guess I might have been dehydrated or something, but my skin was in really, really rough shape and I started using this. It came like at just the right time and everything just kind of came back to normal and is back to the way it was. So this is another great line to check out if you have dry skin. I think you'll really enjoy it. And last but not least, I just have a hair product that I wanted to share that I've just really, really been enjoying. It's from Eva NYC, and this is the Shapeshifter Flexible Hairspray. So I haven't used hairspray since like the 80s. I kind of associated hairspray with like when I used to tease up my bangs and I used like half a can of Aquanet and it just left this really like stiff kind of feeling to my hair, and I never really had a desire for hairspray again. I guess I didn't even really get the whole point of it other than like freezing your hair, which is something that I did not want to do. I always like my hair to be, you know, more flowy and soft and whatever. But as I have all these gray hairs that have been coming in, they kind of look frizzy everywhere. They're just sticking up in all these different directions. And I've tried so many different like serums and creams and things to try to tame them down and nothing has worked. And then my hairstylist was telling me like use hairspray, like hairspray will knock it right down, you know, smooth everything out. I didn't even really think of that, I guess, because I just figured it was going to make my hair stiff, but this one doesn't at all. It's a flexible hairspray, so I actually sprayed it all over today and my hair is perfectly soft and smooth. It doesn't feel like it has hairspray in it in the least bit. This is supposed to give a light hold and a glossy finish. It's supposed to be non-sticky, which it definitely is, and it has the finest mist on it. It's like barely there. It has argan oil in it, so I feel like it really does give my hair some shine, and it just tames down all those frizzies. I just kind of spray it on, pat it down with my hands like that, and they stay like all day. They really kind of just stay in their place. It also doesn't hurt that this smells like that pink sugar perfume. It smells so good. It's kind of like a cotton candy sort of smell. It's super sweet, but I love it. So I just wanted to mention this as well. If you are like a hairspray phobe and you don't want like really stiff or crunchy hair, this will absolutely not do that at all. It just kind of tames everything down. It gets rid of the frizz. I'm looking forward to using this in the summertime because my hair has a tendency to really frizz up when the weather gets humid. So I'm excited to test this out when we get to that point. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of these products that I've talked about down below, whether you've tried them or you're thinking about trying them. I always love chatting with you guys down in the comments. Thank you all so much for spending part of your day here with me. As always, I appreciate it so much. And if you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, especially if you like drugstore makeup and dupes, because I do a lot of that here on my channel. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.